as we head down to turn number 3. It'll be Colvin who will lead them away with this one. It's up to him to set the pace as they come round to collect the green flag. We've had some pretty exciting racing so far this season. So let's see what the sprint car boys can sort out now as the green flag will drop as they pass the pole line. And it was Colvin with a beautiful execution of a start as he heads down there. But Daniel Anderson, great move into turn number 1 and comes out of turn number 2 in the lead. Colvin, I'm not sure he saw that one coming. Kyle Shearing holding on to 3rd position, just and only from Whetu Tawa. And there's Jason Scott coming up behind pretty quickly. He's not a man that likes to muck around at the back. But it's Daniel Anderson out on his own at the moment. There's a 12-car advantage straight out into turn number 3 and 4 on the second lap around. Then we're to go back to Colvin. He's got a lot of charging to hook. Yellow, we've got a problem on the other side. And it looks like that Sevrite has come together with a Thriller Miller out of turn number 2. Sevrite taking to the centre of the track. Was just watching down there in 3 and 4. Missed that one. But Miller is parked facing the crowd. And that's nice to give them a wave, Dean, but it's not a nice place to be when you've got all these sprint cars coming around behind you. Yellow lights on very, very quickly. The man in the front, he's going to control this one, coming around to the green flag now. Just crossing the pole line. Let's see if it goes, and it will. Green flag down. Another great start by Daniel Anderson of Colvin. He wants to have a go. See if he can give it back to him. No. Managed to get a turn 2, gets a bit sideways, loses a bit of momentum. Whetu Tawa is working hard at the back of the 4T car. Jason Scott, as I said, he's not going to sit there for too much longer in the 86 car. But Daniel Anderson, again, straight out to a 12-car buffer. And it looks like Colvin's starting to stretch a lead on the 4T car as they head down to turn number 3. Daniel Anderson, he knows his way around here pretty well. And he's making the most of that at the moment. Colvin not under pressure just at the moment. Everybody's gone a little bit static at the moment. As Sevrite gets through turn number 2 cleanly this time. A new driver to the category, and he's put a lot into Speedway. From behind the scenes, so big thanks to him. I'd say Daniel Anderson's almost going to have a whole straightaway in this by the time he gets down to turn number 1. As Colvin comes through 3, he's tipped it in. Comes through 4, he's tipped it into 1. So Daniel Anderson, definitely the driver to watch here tonight. As we see Josh Buchanan starting to get into the back bar of Whetu Tawa as they head through turn number 2 down to turn number 3. Hayden Patton finds the buffer of the wall up there in turn number 2, gets away with it. He's certainly not holding back, because the one thing you can't do in these cars is dawdle around. You need that wing to be working as he starts to gain on the back of Sevrite. So it looks like he's got a little bit of a challenge going on here. His first time out in a sprint car. Let's see if he can make a pass down there into turn number 3 and 4. Does not a bad job of keeping it clean. He might do it. Yep, he has. Down into turn number 1. Round the outside of the 12T car. Keeps it off the wall as well. Great job. As we watch Jason Scott trying to get past. Kyle Shearing does a good job of it. Down into turn number 1, but it's Daniel Anderson still out to hold straightaway lead at the moment. He's going to come up on the back of Sevrite very, very shortly. Then we still back to Colvin. Oh, Sevrite spins it down there in turn number 2, and that'll bring a yellow out for sure, sitting just on the pole line. Not a nice place to be at all. And oh, Josh Buchanan has a moment down into 4 and just about clips the wheel. The truck tyre down there. Missed that one. Just watching Sevrite, making sure everybody kept clean of him. Say Josh might have just touched that tyre. I know he's getting pushed back at the moment off it. So there was a moment down there in turn number 4 for Josh Buchanan and the Cromwell Henry sponsored 43T. Sevrite again gets a push away, as we say. It's not easy to get behind the wheel of one of these cars. Just see how quickly Daniel Anderson can get away from these cars at this restart. He's an absolute rocket off the line. Away he goes again. Another bit of a wheelie as he heads down there. Jason Scott takes advantage of the restart. Gets in front of Colvin down through turn number 1 and 2. Colvin comes back at him hard down towards turn number 3. But the King of Cromwell will disappear into the distance, I should imagine. This could be the challenge for Daniel Anderson as the 86T car heads down into turn number 2, well too sideways, but manages to get away with it. Colvin a little bit too far back to make any impression. Sevrite, another little bit of a problem down there into turn number 2. I said it was going to be the nemesis of some of these drivers, as Daniel Anderson still manages to make a breakaway from Jason Scott. The last lap flag coming out now for Daniel Anderson. Jason Scott in second. Colvin is in third at the moment. He's got the Diggett entry, chomping at the back bar. But Daniel Anderson smoothly through 2. He'll chuck it into 3. A happy man coming through 4 to take the checkered flag. Great work by Daniel Anderson in the 44 T-Cast. Jason Scott second. Colvin holds on to third. Shearing fourth. Fifth will go to Tawa. Then we've got Miller. Josh Buchanan made up a couple. Then we go back to Patton and Sevrite off the back. So plenty of action early on in the sprint cars. Everybody got away with it cleanly, which is good to see. Never want to see these cars tangling up. So first points up tonight go to Daniel Anderson. Have to see if he's as good as passing as he is out in the front. Next up will be the youth mini stocks, and we'll be back real soon.
Crime, yeah, that's right. Yo, that's wrong, dog. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Crime, together we crack it. Crime, everybody's involved in the racket. Crime, taking the money from the back, we stack it. Yo, that's not the way to make it. Crime, together we crack it. Crime, everybody's involved in the racket. Crime, taking the money from the back, we stack it. Yo, that's not the way to make it. Every day and every night you gotta get. There's always someone that's watching you. Pick locks and safes we crack. CCTV is looking at you. Opportunists trying to make a ring. Camera catches all your bad ways.
It's not about kidding, just going through a phase.
It's a world epidemic, not a brand new craze. Crime, together we crack it. Crime, everybody's involved in the racket. Crime.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-bone fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
In the form of Lucas Erskine, about mid-pack. He's been the charger this year, so let's see what they do as they come round, collect the green flag this time. They can't go until it drops. Everybody behaving nicely, and away they go. It's usually 3 or 4 wide by the time they get to turn number 1. Let's see what it's going to be. I can see 3 as Ben Smart pushes through. That's 5 wide. That doesn't often work, but they've managed to get away with it. Down there into turn number 2, Clay Dawson high into turn number 2, but it's Finchy out in the front at the moment, and away in the 18 car, followed pretty closely by Josh Evans. Ella Colvin doing a great job, but it's Marcus who's coming around the outside of everyone in the 13T car. So he's doing a great job. There's Ben Smart, the hard charger. He's done a few seasons in these cars in the 58. He pulls into 5th position. Clay Dawson right behind him, but there's Lucas Erskine. Oh, a bit of a contact. It's Clay Dawson, gets a little bit sideways. Lucas had nowhere to go, so they made a bit of contact. He's fallen back a little bit. But out the front at the moment, it's still Finchy. The 18T car, around he goes into turn number 1 and 2. Josh Evans doing a great job to hold on to 2. Everybody up front's gone a little bit static at the moment. The only real move is a little bit further back. And there he is, Harrison Brown, as Clay Dawson again goes up into the wall in turn number 2, falls back a bunch of places. So he's got a bit of work to do tonight to try to make that up. As Ben Smart starts to make inroads into the back of Alva Colvin. And Ella takes to the inside and turn number 1. Looks like Ben Smart's going to go trying around the outside. No, he does a swell. Oh, no, Ella slowed down. Ben Smart had nowhere to go. There was contact and Ella is sideways. Everybody manages to just get past. As she's sitting over there looking the wrong way in turn number 2. And the yellows come out now to slow all the drivers down. Ella just got a little bit sideways down there into turn number 2. Ben Smart was right on a rear bar. And as she lifted off, Ben made contact, spun around. Hopefully it's just a restart for her. So they just have to make sure they get clear of them. Dylan Prattley's away in the 22T car, but it's Finchy leading them round into turn number 1 and through turn number 2 as everybody tries to have a go through there. It's going to narrow up. Lucas Erskine up into the wall in turn number 2. Gets away with it, though. Out the front, it's still aiding in the form of Finchy. Doing a fantastic job. These cars, 1200cc, having a lot of horsepower, skiddy tyres. You've got to drive them very, very cleanly as we watch Ben Smart go past Josh Evans down into turn number 2 to take up second position. Harrison Brown coming under fire from Lucas Erskine now. Marcus Scott just holding there in 4th position, watching what's going on in front. Capable driver, he should be able to get round Josh Evans if he pushes it hard enough. Ben Smart hasn't been able to pull away from Josh Evans. Down into turn number 2, heading down to turn number 3. Here comes Marcus Scott. Nope, sees a back marker, has to fall back in line, means Lucas Erskine can go round the outside. We've got another car going slow at the back. That's Brodie McDonald. Seems to get underway again now. It's Ben Smart, starts to hound at the back of Finchy as they head down into turn number 2. Right on the rear bumper. Pulls out to the left. See if he can make the pass into 3. Finchy goes a little bit high. Ben Smart goes to the inside for the white flag this time as they come out of turn number 4. And it looks like Ben Smart just has a bumper in front as they head down to turn number 1. Lucas Erskine, he had a great win the other week from second place right on the line. Gets alongside Finchy. Almost contact there as they headed through turn number 2, down to turn number 3. And it's Ben Smart who's taken over the lead. Finchy in second, which you have to see. I'd say Lucas Erskine manages to do it again round the inside for second position. Then we'll go back to Finchy. Then it'll be Marcus Scott. By the looks of things, I think Harrison Brown just had one over there on Josh Evans. So, big change at the front as they headed round there. I don't think too much will come out of the incident with Ben Smart and Ella Colvin, who recovered a heap of places at the back there. But unfortunately running quite strong in third as she does out there in the front of the pack. So, out on the track at the moment, folks, something a little bit different, although designed to do what it's about to do. The European WRC drivers use these 750cc lightweight, and I mean lightweight, they're only 300 kgs, rear engine flyers to practice their gravel sideways sliding skills. And at the wheel of this one is none other than our rally ace, Hayden Paddon. Now, Hayden's looking to bring this class of vehicle into New Zealand and make something of it. And it'll be great to see a whole lot of these. They're great sounding little cars. This is what he does best. And this little cross cart, believe me, goes quick. Have a listen to this. Well, there it is, folks. The cross cart in the hands of Hayden Paddon.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, Also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz.
Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks, or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanmer Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now.
As well as Fraser as the green flags drop. Let's see who gets down there to the turn number 1 first. And I'd say it's going to be Des McTaggart. Great run. Down there into turn number 2. Everybody gets through cleanly. So a couple of the big rear-wheel drives in there at the moment. Looks like it's Josh Murdoch making the best of it in 3rd position. The 83D car. John Murdoch doing well. These rear-wheel drive cars. Yep, there you go. Too much gas. Around goes Josh Murdoch down here in turn number 4. Spectacular, to say the least. Gets going in the Mad Dog 82D car. But it's Des McTaggart leading it off at the moment. Then Cameron Reedy. Then back to Josh Murdoch. Here comes Brad McTaggart. He's enjoyed some pretty good wins this year. In the 86T car, he's going to take it to the big rear-wheel drive. As I said, front-wheel drive have been the most popular this season as far as winning goes. Running in 5th at the moment, Gav Hurring in the Placemaker-sponsored 6T car. First season at production, doing a great job. Then we go back to Rolton in 95i. Then we have Glover in the 98D car there as well. But out in front at the moment, Des McTaggart doing a great job. Cameron Reedy, 4 to 5 cars back. And we've still got that rear-wheel drive hanging in there. Doing a great job is Josh Murdoch. Brad McTaggart trying to find a way past. It's just letting Gav Hurring catch up as they head down into turn 1 and 2. Brad McTaggart just can't find a way past the big horsepower Falcon out in front. As they come down through turn number 3 and 4 at the moment, Des McTaggart's got it all to himself. Out in the front. He certainly knows his way around the circuit as he heads down into turn number 1 and 2. Brad McTaggart still can't find a way past the big rear-wheel drive. He's got a nose up alongside, but the horsepower drags Josh down to turn number 3. Des McTaggart, great job. Looks like the 51N car. Davide Frey's going a little bit slow there. As Des McTaggart's going to come across him now as he heads down to turn number 3. Does it cleanly. Cameron Reedy's going to have to go around the outside of the 22T car. And we go back to Brad McTaggart. White flag coming out last lap. Oh, big hit up on the wall. Murdoch hits the wall quite hard. Looks like he's got away with it. No big damage to the car. Big hit down there in turn number 4. See when it handles well through 1 and 2. So it looks like he's got that away and going again. But it's Des McTaggart under fire now as he comes across the line to collect the first. Cameron Reedy second. Then we'll go back to Brad McTaggart. Gav Hurring will come home next. Then Murdoch. Josh Murdoch holds it together to hold off Glover. Then we'll go back to Rolton. Then back to Nichols. Coming across the line now, Mad Dog. After that spin, John Murdoch. So, a little bit of drama right at the end of that one. Looks like he's got away with it. Let's have a look when he comes past again this time. Fairly unforgiving, these concrete walls, they don't move.
Big business or small business, we've got mobile solutions to give any size business an edge. Our regionally based account managers can scope your business and deliver to your evolving needs. Take control of your team's business mobiles with individual plans or shared data pools, along with solutions that offer increased control over device and data security and the flexibility to easily manage your team's mobiles and apps. Whatever your business, whatever your size, talk to your Spark customer lead or business hub today.
So come round now to collect the green flag. Away they will go. 5 of them running here tonight. Green flag and off they go. Who's going to get the best of it? Down to the first corner. And it's going to be McIntyre, who goes right round the outside of Tony Simmons, followed very closely by Adam Evans. Then we go back to Brad Evans. Everybody's cleanly through. Oh, a bit of a back wheel pickup there in turn number 3 for Adam Evans. He's going to fight it hard down towards turn number 1, right on the back bar of McIntyre. Jacob doing a great job out there in the front to hold him off. Don't know how long he'll manage to keep that one going. But it's McIntyre first. Then we go back to Adam Evans, Brad Evans, Tony Simmons, learning the ropes of the big 6 shooters. Down into turn number 1 again this time. This track's getting quicker and quicker as the night goes on and the lights come on. And Adam Evans takes a lunge. Jacob holds him off down there into turn 3 and 4. They'll come past the stripe for lap number 3 this time. As Adam Evans falls back a little bit, heading down into turn 1 and 2. These two have made a leap on Brad Evans. Oh, and Simmons goes around. Can he keep it running? Or will he bring out the yellow? It's going to be a yellow. Faith Ainsley's going to be the first one to negotiate round him. A little bit slow on the yellow there, but McIntyre. Oh, Adam Evans gets it well sideways up on the loose clay. Manages to avoid any problems there. As we see the cars come now through turn number 3 into turn number 4. Green flag at the ready. McIntyre to lead them away. Away they go now. Down to turn number 1. Adam Evans trying so hard to find a way past. Allows Brad Evans to sit on the back of these two. They tended to gap him pretty quickly last time. McIntyre has a little bit of a problem down there in turn number 3. Let's Evans get a little bit closer in the 41T car. Holds it together. McIntyre out in front. Let's see if he can get cleanly through 3 this time. Adam Evans chucks it down the inside. Wants to go. Beautiful move down there into turn number 3. Both of them a little bit of trouble in the midsection as Simmons goes round again, but manages to keep it going. Oh, McIntyre. Big problem as he headed down here past the pit gates. Fully sideways into the infield. Not sure what happened there. Found himself sitting on the infield going nowhere at the moment. Just sure if there's a problem with the car, I say it is. He's heading towards a concrete pad. So a problem down there at the moment for Jacob McIntyre in the 88 car, which means that clean set of heels out the front for Adam Evans. Fastest out on the track with a 17.0. Heads down there into turn 1 and 2, all on his lonesome. Brad Evans, he's about a straightaway behind. And then we go back to Tony Simmons. So a great chance for Adam Evans to show us what he's got. Not sure he's going to break the lap record here tonight, but he's certainly showing he's got some class as he heads through turn number 2, down towards turn number 3 this time. White flag will come out to greet him as he crosses the pole line. Great drive. Shame to see McIntyre parked in the middle. Adam Evans beautifully smooth through 1 and 2. Down to turn number 3 and 4. This is what he needs for the rest of the season. And to the checkered flag. So Adam Evans, 41T, brings it home. Then we go back to Brad Evans. Then we go back to Tony Simmons. So great run there by the 6 shooters.
Get wholesale tyres in Whakatane.
Need truck tyres? Wholesale tyres. Good tyres, better prices, great people.
Hi, Malcolm Nardo from Suck It Up. We specialise in hydro excavation in the Canterbury region, safe dig methods around services. Also we do septic tank cleaning, drain cleaning, CCTV over your pipes. If you want an excellent service, please check us out on Facebook.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
But it will be Jason Scott who will set the pace on the outside. So Josh Buchanan on 1, Jason Scott on 2. Let's see who gets the best run down a turn. Number 1, green flag at the ready. A little bit late, but away it goes. And they're off and racing down towards turn number 1. Jason Scott gets a great run down there around the outside. Oh, Josh Buchanan goes round and Colvin makes contact, as well as Miller. And Severite lightly touches the back of the cars as they went through there. So it all happened, as we said, very quickly down there into turn 1 and 2. Looks like there's a bit of damage to the front of Miller's car. And I'd say Josh Buchanan may have a little bit of a problem with the right front. Colvin might have got away with it. Severite just seemed to touch the back of Colvin's car. No, they're going to need the tow truck for that one. The 55T car, as I said, Miller making the... they're getting up to this as we watch a replay. Josh Buchanan goes round. Whoa, Shearing did a great job to miss as Colvin goes in sideways. And we see Severite and Miller arriving on the scene afterwards. It's not the easiest thing to see when you're going sideways. And all of a sudden you straighten up. And in front of you, a car unseen and unsighted. Fedu Tawa did a great job to go around the outside, so did Daniel Anderson. So I'll just take a second to decide who can start and restart and who's going to have to be towed off. Josh Buchanan just gets a left to front down there on the pole line. Puts the car up through turn number 2 in a funny angle, spins it around. And 4 cars in a huddle over there in turn number 2. So Jason Scott, he'll lead them out. Temptation just to sneak up a little bit. He's got to keep his distance. As they come round now for the green. So Jason Scott will be away with a hiss and a roar. Green goes down, Kyle Shearing, nothing in front of him. But it's Jason Scott who leads them away down into turn number 1. Then we'll go to Kyle Shearing, Fedu Tawa and Daniel Anderson. All the work to do from the back. Hayden Patton doing a great job out there in the 12T car. He likes going sideways. I'm sure this has got a little bit more horsepower than his WRC cars. As Jason Scott starts to make the gap. He heads down to turn number 4 in the 86 car. Edge Parts and Performance sponsored. He's got a shop right here in Cromwell. Helps out a lot of these Speedway drivers with accessories and parts. And certainly spare chassis in the form of the 12T car. Down he goes into turn 1 and 2, pretty much out on his own. Oh, looks like Hayden Patton's had a spin, manages to keep it going. Great effort. It's not that easy. These cars pretty easy to stall, did a great job. As he heads down there into turn number 3 and followed closely Jason Scott making inroads on him. Keeping an eye on his spare car. But Jason Scott's got a straightaway in it from Kyle Shearing, Fedu Tawa. Coming under a little bit of pressure from Daniel Anderson. Daniel Anderson just doesn't seem to have the speed this time around. As he heads down there into turn number 1 and 2, then neck and neck these two cars. It's about 3 between them. Jason Scott clean by at least a straightaway and a bit. As Daniel Anderson now tries to fight a way past the 6T, does a great job of it. Down there into turn number 2, but Fedu tries hard to get back in the ITM-sponsored 6T. Jason Scott, he's got to straighten the corner in it now. That's lap number 6. He'll come round to collect lap number 7. Oh, Fedu Tawa spin down there in turn number 2, and he's going to face the wall. He almost gathered it up. That's going to bring the yellow out. Almost got it spun around. Unfortunately, picked up some of that loose clay, which was going to fire him straight at the wall. They had to get out of the gas, which ultimately means a stall. They'll just push him back down on the track and get him up and away again. He'll have to start off the back. We watch this replay. Just overcooks it. It's a little bit too sideways. The track's quite slick as he heads through there. Lights up the rear tyres. And there you go, just heads up towards the wall. The car not quite going round. Valvoline doing a great job of giving us these replays. Yep, up into that sticky clay, and he ain't going nowhere no more. As he gets pushed away now, he'll restart off the back. So coming around for the green now, Jason Scott. Oh, not sure Jason was ready for that one. Scotty got away with it though as he heads down to turn 1 and 2. Daniel Anderson up high in turn number 1. Gets a little bit better traction out of there than Kyle Shearing. Sets himself up for 3. This is where the fight's going to happen for 2nd and 3rd. Jason Scott legs it away for the 2 of them. But Daniel Anderson's going to line up at the back of that 4T Dig-It earth-moving car. Although he just drops back a little bit, had a great run off the restart going up high into turn number 1. Thought he might have found some extra traction up there, but falls back a little bit. Daniel Anderson not at his full potential at the moment. As they head down into turn number 2, Hayden Patton getting a bit wild down there into turn number 1. Oh, and loops it. Oh, beautiful driving. He's just showing off now. Pops a wheelie for good measure. So the rally star shows how to do it when you have a spin, folks. As Jason Scott comes round to collect the white flag in the 86T car. Then Kyle Shearing. Then we've got Daniel Anderson followed by Fedu Tawa. That's the way it's going to stay at the moment. As Jason Scott flicks it into turn number 3, through 4 for the checkered flag. Gets up on the dirty stuff. Ain't going to worry him. Great win by the King of Cromwell. Followed home by Kyle Shearing. Then we'll go back to Daniel Anderson. Daniel Anderson just so quick in that first one. When he had a clean set of heels out in the front, did a great job. Didn't manage to get it sorted that time. And that's another good reason that the man who won it, Jason Scott, started the Southern Sprint Car Series. And the finale of that is on Easter Sunday. As Hayden Patton has a little bit of a spin, didn't manage to get that one right round that time.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
Build it, make it, fix it, shift it, tow it, stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, ship it. We hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, clean it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
As the green flag goes up and drops, and it's going to be George Headley who's going to lead them away, but I'd say it's going to be the fast charging of Brodie McDonald who will get it into the first corner, although Marcus Scott tries to go right round the outside and gets the door shut on him through turn number 2. There he is, the young fella, Hamish Brown, splits him down the middle into turn number 3, and Brodie McDonald heads up towards the wall. Could be a little bit of a problem there for the 9T car, but what a good charge by Hamish Brown. He's got George Headley just managing to keep his nose in front. Lucas Erskine, another one who's fighting hard for that front position as they head through turn number 2. Oh, it's a broken front suspension there for Brodie McDonald. Right front suspension gone on that car as Hamish Brown takes up the front running position in this race. And Marcus Scott right behind. Lucas Erskine slots into 3rd position, relegating Headley back there to 4th. And we go back to Clay Dawson, Trent Ainsley fighting hard with Finchy as they head through turn number 2. Marcus Scott there as well. It's all go at the moment. And another one out the front. Marcus Scott, in fact, trying hard to get past young Harrison Brown. As they head down to turn number 1, Scott's done it. I think Lucas Erskine wants a shot there as well. The forefront cars just pulling away from the rest of the pack at the moment. George Headley hanging on the back as Lucas Erskine tucks it down the inside of turn number 3. Tries to get past Harrison Brown. And the 23T car manages to do it out of 4. So those front runners there having a battle, but further back, it's Smarty who's got past Finchy. As they head down into turn number 2, Clay Dawson, the next best of the rest. Then we go back to Shearing. Trent Ainsley's in there as well as Alec Holden. As they come round now, it's a hard charge down here. Lucas Erskine to the inside. Marcus Scott to the outside. I'd say Erskine's possibly got this through turn number 1. I'm not sure we're going to find out down to turn number 3. No, loses a bit of time. Coming out of turn number 2 does Lucas. As I said, you've got to be clean in these cars. Not a lot of horsepower, not a lot of tyre. As they head down now, everybody keeping it clean. There's a bit of a tussle going on between Alec Colvin and Clay Dawson. Alec Colvin gets sideways and gets tagged. There's a bit of a kerfuffle down there in turn number 4. Alec Colvin and Trent Ainsley had a bit of a coming together. Alec Colvin heads to the centre. Trent Ainsley's just out on the track. As they all come under a yellow. So it all happened over there in turn number 4. Couple of cars getting sideways. Doing the tank slapper up the track. Getting tagged. And the 42T car heads to the centre. The crash crew turn up to see if Trent's okay. Might have just stalled the car. Whether it just needs a bit of a push start. Tow truck turning up. Yeah, looks okay. They're signalling into the centre of the track. So here it goes again. It was Alec Colvin who got out of shape just after making a little bit of contact with Clay Dawson. Big tank slapper. Trent gives her a bit of a hit from behind, which starts a bit of a chain reaction down there. In fact, Trent gets pushed to the centre of the track. Although these green flags up, Marcus Scott is going to lead them away, and a green it goes. Everybody's out trying to get past as they head down to turn number 1. Marcus Scott's doing the job at the moment to get down there first, but Lucas Erskine down the inside of turn number 1. I'd say Marcus has got a far better run out of there as Ben Smart fights hard with Harrison Brown, and they head down to turn number 3. Marcus Scott wants to try around the inside. I don't think he's going to have the pace there. No, look, he's done it. He's done it as Harrison went up high in turn number 4, opening the door up. Finchy, he wants to go as well as they head down there into turn number 2. But doesn't make it stick. So Finchy's still in 5th. Brown's just in front of him in 4th. As Clay Dawson comes under fire from Shearing. White flag comes out. Marcus Scott's only got a couple more corners to go. Can he hold off Lucas Erskine? We know Lucas Erskine has got that little trick out of turn number 4 where he runs a very short line to the pole as he gives the back of the 13 car a bit of a touch. And he might do it again. Lucas Erskine, oh no, had to get out of it. Who's it going to be as they cross the line? I'd say it's going to be Marcus Scott, Lucas Erskine. Then we go Ben Smart, Harrison Brown, Finchy. And George Headley doing a great job. Shearing, I think, just got in front of Clay Dawson. Then we'll go back to Dylan Jones and Josh Evans. Doing a great job out there in the new car in the 32. Then looks like we're going to go back to Craig. Then Sanford. But a great win. Lucas Erskine. Then we go Ben Smart, Harrison Brown. So great win there by Marcus Scott. So as you can see, extremely competitive this class. 1200cc, all the parts on these cars are of donor cars. So it's not as if you can go out and buy the best shocks, the best suspension or anything. You've got to run everything off a donor car. And right now you're about to see what this category is all about. As Marcus Scott, the race winner, goes over. Gives the 42T car a bit of a helping hand off the track. Brodie McDonald's going to need a lift. But that's what the camaraderie is about in this class.
For any powder coating job, no matter the size, Invercargill's powder line can deliver the desired professional finish, specialising in powder coating and thermoplastic coating for any aluminium or steel items. Powder line services are suitable for both domestic and commercial purposes with 2 large ovens on site. Powder line can powder coat anything from mag wheels, car parts, gates, sprint car frames to house flashings, garden seats and aluminium window frames. With 280 colours on site for customers to choose from, we have access to thousands more, which are available by order. Give the friendly office staff a call to book your job in now.
Brad Taggart, watch Brad Taggart. He wants to get past these big rear-wheel drive cars as they come round turn number 4 to take the green flag, and they've got it, and they're away. It's Mad Dog at the front. But looks like the young fella's going to drive around the outside of his dad as they head down into turn number 2. Big sideways action from the rear-wheel drives. They haven't had a good run here over the past couple of seasons. But I've got to say right now, Josh is making it look all too easy out the front. But he's got a hard charging Brad McTaggart and the 86 T-car right behind him. And Brad won't take too long to get past him. I'd say last time he learned a few valuable lessons. The thing is, watch the horsepower of these Falcons down the straight. The wee 4-cylinder, it'll be on the limiter. You'll hear it going bang, bang, bang. Doesn't sound good, but it's a way they've got to run these things to get all the power out of them. As he's right on the rear bumper of the 83 D car. As Josh throws it down there into turn number 1 through to turn number 2. John doing a great job in third. He's got another McTaggart. So it's a Murdoch-McTaggart fight for first, second, third and fourth as they head down to turn number 3. Murdoch's 1 and 2. Oh, a bit too much sideways action there by John. He managed to gather it up and hold his place. Cameron Reedy tries to go round the outside of the lot of them. And Brad McTaggart fighting hard out there in the front. 3 wide into turn number 2 ain't going to work, and Cameron Reedy has to get out of it. But at the front at the moment, it's still Josh Murdoch doing a great job in the big rear-wheel drive Falcon. Brad McTaggart hasn't managed to get past him yet. As he goes down to turn number 1, goes high, tries to get that run and slingshot out the other side, but watch the Falcon. Foot goes down, and away he goes. He pulls a car length down to turn number 3. Doesn't manage to make any inroads down the straight, so Brad McTaggart, oh, a bit of a touch on the back of Josh as he went through there. As we watch Des McTaggart holding on to third position. From Eddie Fraze. Eddie Fraze trying hard. As we see John Murdoch fall right back of the pack and even going a bit slow. He's heading to the centre of the track, I should say. So a bit of a problem for the 82D car. But Brad McTaggart now out in the front. Got a clean set of heels. Let's see what sort of lap times he can do. And Josh coming under all sorts of fire. He's got the other McTaggart, Des, has now passed him as he has a bit of a moment up there in turn number 2. Fraze also goes past. Cameron Reedy goes past. So the big Falcons succumbing to the pressure from the front wheel drives as the white flag comes out. Josh did a great job to hold on to that lead for as long as he could. But Brad McTaggart, he's got clear track in front of him. Down to turn number 3. Des McTaggart next. Then when you go back to Eddie Fraze in the 51N car, Brad McTaggart told you didn't want to take him too long to get past. Great win by Brad McTaggart, followed home by Des McTaggart. Then we go back to Eddie Fraze, Cameron Reedy next. So nice clean racing as we watch Rolton and Nicholas come across the track. So that was another great run by the productions. Up next will be the 6 shooters.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff kinner. Once caught, the kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
As they come round to collect the green, who's going to get the first run? My pick's on Adam Evans down to the first corner, and he's going to go round the outside of everybody by the looks of one. Gets a good hook up out of turn 2, and he's going to race it down to turn number 3. McIntyre as well. He wants a shot at the back of Brad Evans through turn number 3. Gets it to stick, a little bit of contact, but they both get away with it. As they head down to turn number 1, Adam Evans has got it out front by about 4 car lengths. McIntyre a little bit slow through 1 and 2. Brad Evans can't do anything about it though. Tony Simmons sitting on the back of this train at the moment. But it's Adam Evans out in the front. Looks like he's quick as ever. He's on a 16.7 straight out. As McIntyre still back in the 17's, got a bit of work to do as they head down in front of the crowd here tonight, down into turn number 3. And it's Adam Evans out in the front, just sitting on that cushion of soft clay, getting as much traction as he possibly can. He's doing a great job of it. Looks clean and tidy through all of these corners. McIntyre doing a great job as well. As Adam Evans just pulls out a little bit of a lead. He's probably out to about 10 to 12 car lengths. McIntyre's going to have to fight hard to get that time back. It's Brad Evans holding it in third, dropping back a bit more. Tony Simmons a little bit further back than that again, but it's Adam Evans out in front. Has to go a little bit higher into the dirty clay as he comes through turn number 4 and heads down to turn number 1, well and truly in control of this race at the moment. McIntyre, all the work to do. We know he can do it, but when these cars are so equally matched, the big difference from the sprint cars is they've only got a V6 engine. As McIntyre has a big moment through transition of 3 and 4, headed up towards the wall, lost some more time. As I said, they're just the same as the sprint car chassis, no wings, and a V6 engine out of a VY or a VZ Commodore. White flag this time for Adam Evans as he goes past. So it's all about car setup drivers. And certainly tonight, the one who is well and truly hooked up is Adam Evans as he comes through turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag time for Adam Evans. Great job. McIntyre brings it home in second. Then we go back to Brad Evans a wee ways back. Then it'll be Tony Simmons, then Faith Ainsley. So the 6 shooters again, a young man to watch as this season progresses. There's a 41T of Adam Evans. So great job out there at the moment by these 6 shooters. A little bit of a depleted field, as we say, a lot come from out of town.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz.
Then we've got Severite and Miller, and off the back will be Padden as they come around to collect the green this time. Watch this to the first corner, a couple of rockets as they disappear. Wheel stand by Jason Scott, but he's got the job done into turn number 1. Daniel Anderson fires into the second position. Fidutawa, great run round the outside of Shearing to get third position. Then we go back to 5th position of Colvin. Back to Miller, Severite and Padden off the back, who's getting quicker and quicker as the night goes on. This is a 15-lap feature. Jason Scott, bit of a touch of the wall in turn number 2, squares him up, but he gets away with it as he heads down to turn number 4 now, just getting the right rear into that loose clay, trying to get as much traction as possible. Doesn't want to get up too high and get into that rough stuff too early on. Daniel Anderson falling back a little bit. Colvin tries to get past Tawa, but doesn't make a stick. Bit of a bunny hop there by Jason Scott out the front, yellow, as we watch Fetu Tawa go round. Severite just misses him as they come out of turn number 3. Wow, that was another close one to a pile-up, but Severite did the right thing, headed for the infield. So Ferutara, I'd say, just got up a little bit too high into that loose clay and spins it around. We saw him do it down there in turn number 2 of the last heat. So they'll all come under that slow throb of the big V8 engines, all alloys in these sprint cars. Here we go with a bit of a Valvoline replay on screen for me. Sorry, folks, you're not going to get to see it. Yeah, Fetu just got up just about into the loose stuff. And it was enough to get the front of the car just to drop a little bit low in the nose. There's a couple of 360s. Couldn't get it to stick. Coming around, green ready to go. And green is go, and away they start down towards turn number 1. Jason Scott, great job. Kyle Shearing drives right round Daniel Anderson. Not sure he saw that one coming. Daniel Anderson fights hard back towards 3. He was caught napping a little bit, and Kyle Shearing made the most of it. Colvin wanted a shot at the title there as well. But it's Jason Scott out in the front, lifting that front wheel a lot as he heads round the corners. And Daniel Anderson has a bit of an awkward moment out of 2, gets a bit of a tank slapper going, and again finds himself quite high in 3. Colvin tries round the inside as they head down to turn number 1. And Colvin, a little bit of a tank slapper himself, loses a bit of place. But they both drag race down to 3. And that looks like Daniel Anderson heads up a little bit high again. Might have got a bit more traction out of there. Colvin drops back about a car length. But again, they're side by side heading through turn number 1 and turn number 2. The fight is on here as Colvin pulls in front down to turn number 3. Great job. Oh, Daniel Anderson just touches a wall in turn number 3. Having a heap of trouble at the moment. Jason Scott out in front. Colvin now wants a shot, but he's touched the pole line, which squared him up, means he had to get out of the throttle and loses 3 or 4 car places to Shearing. 5th place at the moment's Miller. Then we go back to Tawa. Hayden Patton having a great battle with Severite. Oh, overcooks it. Does a beautiful 360. He's going to get an award for that tonight, for sure, in the 12T car. Here we go. Jason Scott crosses the line. Picks up another lap. Kyle Shearing doing a great job holding on to 2nd position. Then we go back to Colvin, who's dropped back a bit off the front 2. Daniel Anderson in 4th. Oh, and it looks like everybody wants a spin trophy tonight. Oh, big hit! As we watched Thriller Miller turn around as Severite rode the rear wheel. Couple of big bunny hops, managed to get away with it, the both of them. We'll have to see if there's anything from Severite's car. Doesn't look anything too bad. Oh, Thriller Miller, he had a spin as well. But at the moment, Jason Scott started to catch the back markers, has a bit of a problem in 2, doesn't really hurt him too much. Kyle Shearing's closing within a couple. Colvin's on a bit of an attack as well as Daniel Anderson. As they all head down towards turn number 1 again. Hayden Patton trying to get on the back of Severite as Colvin chucks it down the inside of 2. Kyle Shearing manages to hold on to 2nd position. Well, another spin by Hayden Patton. There's going to be a record here tonight as well, folks. Hayden Patton's had about 6 of those 360s. I think he's just liking the fun. Jason Scott, again, very high into turn number 2. Doesn't hurt him again too much. He's going to have to watch it. Comes across the back of Severite, who gets out of shape. Out of turn number 4. Jason Scott manages to get round him. But all the actions for 2nd and 3rd. And oh, Colvin tries to go round the outside of Kyle Shearing, who slides up high on the track. Colvin out of the throttle, hurt him a little bit. White flag comes out. Jason Scott crosses the line. So it's going to be a hard fight for either 2nd and 3rd or 3rd and 4th. There's a blanket over them at the moment as Daniel Anderson drives around the outside on turn number 2 of Colvin and takes over 3rd position. He's got Kyle Shearing in front of him. I don't think he's got enough track left. Jason Scott crosses for 1st. Oh, Colvin just about picks up 2nd. It's going to be the time. It's going to have to work that one out as Miller spins. Miller spins down there in turn number 2. Everybody avoids him. But Jason Scott, a clear winner. Then we had Kyle Shearing, Colvin, and Daniel Anderson. Like I said, it's going to have to be the timekeepers that work that one out. So, wow, Colvin, great effort. Is Miller just going to get pushed started again? So, plenty of action out there in the sprint cars, but take your hat off to Hayden Patton. He's getting used to this thing, but he's got the art of doing a 360 down pat. So, great effort. Jason Scott, though, calls him the King of Cromwell. Oh! Colvin right at the end there, rides up over the back of Jason Scott. That's why he's parked in the middle with a damaged left front to it. We had a couple of instances this season with cars slowing down a little bit quick. The cars behind not seeing it.
Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks, or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanmer Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now. Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks, or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanmer Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now.
And there's going to be a rush down the front. Ben Smart off the front as well as Sanford as they head down towards turn number 1. But it's Ben Smart who's got clear track in front of him. He's going to make the most of it. Harrison Brown comes out of nowhere to go round the outside of everybody. And Ella Colvin in more trouble tonight as she heads out of turn number 2. I think she was helped around there. Gets it going again, though, as Ben Smart makes a bit of a lead. He's got about 6 or 7 car lengths, and Sanford's next. Then Harrison Brown sharing, having a bit of a go at the front now. Marcus Scott in there as well. Lucas Erskine, familiar names out the front. Then we go back to Clay Dawson. Dylan Jones up there as well in the 43T car. But at the moment, all to himself out the front, it's Smarty. He's got about 10 car lengths in it. There's a bit of biffo going on further in the pack for second, third and fourth. It's a 3-way drag race down to turn number 1. Now make it 4, says Lucas Erskine. As he tries to go around the outside, he has to shuffle back in, goes from inside to outside. Bingo, son. There goes second place. Well done. That's a great move by Lucas Erskine. And it's going to be Marcus Scott and Harrison Brown who's trying to fight it out for third and fourth. But out the front again, Ben Smart, Let's just say Marcus Scott fighting hard for that third position, picks it up as he goes into 1 and 2. Sanford's still there in 5th position. Oh, Sanford up into the wall. Can she get away with it? Shearing's been turned around trying to miss it. Oh, Brody's over. Brody McDonald tips it over as he goes into turn number 2. That will be the yellow come out pretty quickly. Rode up on the back of Craig as he went in through turn number 2. So that's a red flag and everybody will come to a stop as quickly as they can. As I said, I'm pretty sure the 70, watch him come through here. Or was it Sanford that hit the wall? No, it was Sanford that hit the wall. Leapt up, got away with it. Shearing got out of it. Try to avoid it all and further back in the pack. You'll see now. No, looks like that Brody McDonald managed to miss Craig and just rode up onto the wall, tips over. Looks to be A-OK. Out of the car now, helmet off, folks. Round of applause. Great to see young drivers get out like that. Won't be happy, but at least safe and well. But it'll be Ben Smart to lead them away as the green goes. They've had 3 laps. They're down to turn number 1. Reasonably static. The only mover at the moment is Harrison Brown trying to go round the inside of Marcus Scott. Marcus Scott goes high into turn number 2. He's going to have to get past Ella Colvin. Out the front, it's Ben Smart fighting hard with Lucas Erskine. There's a bit of something on the track there. Everybody manages to avoid it. Let's say it's a bit of body work off one of these cars. As they head down now, Ben Smart, increasing pressure from Lucas Erskine. They're going to head down to turn number 3, and it's all going to be on as the yellow comes out for that bit of debris, I'd say. So yellow comes out. They're all going to sit back into their positions. So a little bit clearer about how it's all happening. Ben Smart, Lucas Erskine, Marcus Scott. Then we go back to Young Brown. This will be a green, I'd say, when they go past. Ben Smart gets it. Green is on, and away they go. As they head down to turn number 1 now, Ben Smart with a massive lead. I think Lucas Erskine was just thinking there was going to be another lap in it before the restart and got caught napping. He's got Marcus Scott right behind him. And Harrison Brown's fallen back a little bit. Then we'll go back to Ella Colvin. Josh Evans, Dylan Jones trying to go round the outside of Josh Evans, doing a great job. Oh, Lucas Erskine spins. He gets it round the right way, rolls off the track over the pole line. Can he get it going again? All that hard work is lost. Bit of it coming together with Marcus Scott, or did he do it on his own? I was watching the other end of the track as Ben Smart has now got a huge lead as he heads into turn number 4. So Marcus Scott slots in a second place. Then we'll go back to Harrison Brown. As they come across now, Dylan Jones doing a great job. As they go down into turn number 2, he's trying to fight past Ella Colvin. He's got Josh Evans right on his rear bumper. As a white flag comes out for Ben Smart, Marcus Scott, I've got to say, is making a few inroads as Ben Smart slides past Samantha Sanford down into turn 1 and 2. Marcus Scott second. Then we go back to Harrison Brown. The fight's on. 42T and 43T as Dylan Johnson manages to get round Ella down there in turn number 2. But checkered flag will come out for Ben Smart. So Ben Smart for the win, then Marcus Scott, then the rookie and Harrison Brown. Looks like it'll be Dylan Jones, Ella Colvin and Finchy. No, I think Josh Evans beat Finchy, then Shearing, then Headley. Then we go back to Craig, Erskine. So plenty of drama in the last youth mini stock race of the night. So it was all on